if I charge for helping with Google Ads?
Okay, yep. So I'm looking at the same thing from Monday.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So yeah, so there are a few things that we can do with that. Um, is she thinking she wants to do kind of a DIY with the ads, or what are you thinking?
So that again, me coming on board, and that's something I have a background in cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just coincidentally, transition to program management for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of looking at a holistic approach for everything, you know. And it sounds like
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of what you guys have been doing together. So she
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Mm-hmm.
just is gonna leave it to me.
Okay. Okay. Well, then why don't we do this? Let's come up with a strategy of like everything that you can do. So hold on one second. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna make a Google Doc,
You bet.
share with you, and then we can do that together. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. And just coming on board again, I love what you've put together for people. It's fantastic support. Just the bits that I've been hearing from her for people like her who didn't know what SEO stood for a while. It's just a
Right, right.
remarkable support that you've built here.
Thank you, thank you. I got it. Okay, so I'm gonna make a document here. All right, so we're gonna do SEO and PPC. PPC is pay per click
Mm-hmm.
strategy. All right, and it'll be kind of like a to do list. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is document your business, document the business. And there is in the class,
Mm-hmm.
in the member dashboard, which
I'm
I believe you have access
I'm there now.
to.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to courses, actually, you can go to the roadmap, I think. Let me
Sure.
just double check. Nah, actually, you don't want to do that. I'll
Okay.
take, I'll take you more directly. So if you go to the dashboard and then go to my courses,
Okay.
and then you're going to look for AI content blueprint.
I see it.
All right, so go to that one. And I just updated this week for my SEO masterclass group. So there is a lesson in there that is document your business with AI.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do this with AI. It's the easy way. I use AI to do it, and then I go through and edit it. But you're going to want to create your business overview.
Oh
I
yeah.
would say a couple of ideal client avatars, competitor analysis, and then you're going to document your trends. And then you'll also want to create a content style guide. But these first four are the most important before you do anything else. You want those four. So I'm going to link to this here. This lesson in AI content blueprint. Okay. And so you'll need to have your business overview, your ideal client avatars. Have you done those before?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I would say do two of them. I usually when I do this for a client, I usually do two. And then your competitor analysis, And again, you don't have to use AI to do it. The questions that are in there, so like if you look at the business overview, there is a template in here as well.
Okay.
So you could just look at the template, and it's got all of the stuff that you want to document. Let me open that up. So you can see here, you can just fill this in, or you can do it with the AI. When you do it with the AI, it does it based on your website. So if the website relatively accurately reflects the business, it can usually do a really good job of getting this information for you. And how comfortable are you? You were in cybersecurity, so are you pretty comfortable with AI prompting?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I figured, but just want to make
No,
sure.
no, I appreciate. Hey, yeah, I've been in cybersecurity since '05. We weren't talking much AI back then.
Yeah. So it usually does a pretty good job, but you don't always, as you probably know, AI tends to make stuff up sometimes.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah, so and sometimes like you have to remind it a few times, and you might have to go back and forth. So, for example, and you can use whichever AI you're comfortable using. I usually, because I have an agent mode that I use,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it might be, yeah, so right here where it says agent mode for business documentation, in the business overview. So if you wanted to, you could just use this and then give it the business overview prompts, the ideal client avatar prompts, and the competitor analysis prompts. And put, if you have access to AI mode in ChatGPT, you could just let it run. Um, and it'll create all of the documents for you. It'll create the business overview, the 2 ideal client avatars, and competitor analysis. Usually does a reasonably good job. Sometimes it doesn't.
I was going to say, have you found ChatGPT to be the most successful?
Well, because it can do it in agent mode, and I haven't tried doing agents with other AIs yet. There's only so much I can do.
Yeah, everybody's got a platform now. That's for sure.
Yeah. But if you want to use this in any other agents, you're welcome to repurpose these. But this is what I actually use when I do keyword research for my clients, when I start doing this stuff for them. So you could give it like the sitemap for the URLs and just change this a little bit. I found that I usually get the best results when I actually paste in a list of URLs that I want it to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, that's just been my experience. In the special instructions, I would make sure that you include that it's a local business, and tell the service area, and maybe give in the instructions for the competitor analysis to use competitors from the specific area. And Carly gave me a few competitors when we spoke last week. And so maybe use some of the actual competitors and list them in there in the special instructions. And then if you give it all this and then you want to attach the business overview prompts, ideal client avatar prompts, and competitor analysis prompts to the chat, it should stop here. So it should stop after the offer, give you the offer, say, does this look good? Give it some feedback if you need to, and then let it continue. And then it should also stop after the each of the ICA descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes it gives you both ICA descriptions and you can approve both. And then it should also stop after the competitor overview. And those are sections that are in the prompt documents.
Perfect. I'm sure your prompts are more efficient on the topics than mine.
I don't know. They've been doing a pretty good job, and like I've done this for several clients, and usually the results are pretty good. Sometimes there's a lot of feedback, and it tends to ignore this a lot lately, which is really annoying. It's been giving me British English. So.
That's a granular thing to have to catch, right?
Yeah, like, dude, come on. It's colored with an O, not an OU.
Yes.
Yes. So that it should give you all of that. And then you can use additional AI prompts after you get that. So do that competitor analysis. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is your keyword research.
And yeah, I think some of this is where you guys left off, right?
We hadn't even talked about this part yet.
Okay, maybe she
You
just
see
mentioned
it?
that she was wanting to.
Yeah, yeah. So you'll do the keyword research, and that I started doing that. I'm not sure if I have it in here yet in the courses.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Let me see. I don't think I've added it yet. There's a little bit in the SEO quick start about keyword research.
Okay.
So that's probably a good place to get it. Actually, before you do the keyword research, before you do any of that, let's go backwards. Because I know Carly hasn't updated the website in a while.
Yeah, oh, that's on my list for sure. I know that you had mentioned a landing page, and um, I talked about that with her, and some of maybe some transitional alternatives we could do. That was going to be one of my questions for you. Be, trying to keep it a little less salesy with but she needs a lot of updates on the website, period. But like, if you've seen more success with a hard landing page versus something like, tweaking the top of the contact page to act like a soft landing, maybe adding a call to action.
Yeah.
It, I would feel like that would be more for her industry, if you will, and her clients. That would feel a little more soft for their navigation. But some of the things we
Yeah.
talked about yesterday also were more of a navigation panel, more of a having those call to action and a consistent place for clients to navigate back where they want to go, whether they're booking or they want to do a talk to a doula inquiry, things like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So before you even do that, before you do that, I think it would be good to audit the website
Oh
and
yes, no, I'm
make
sorry.
sure.
That I was just talking specifically towards the conversation that you guys had. But yes, agreed. Please continue.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I would do an audit of the website just to make sure. Oh my gosh, I thought that was a real baby for a second. That was weird.
Hey.
Like, what is wrong with that baby?
See, there's some feedback. There's a live feedback right there.
But yeah, so I would audit the website and just to see if there's anything that you can do to make it better. There is a course. It's a little bit older and probably needs to be updated because I've changed how I do auditing now. So there is a course on auditing your website.
Okay, I'll take a look at it. Wonderful. What sort of, I mean, high level, what sort of changes have you made since 22?
So I actually go. So this is still a good basic audit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'll show you. It makes you look at things sort of holistically. So make sure there's a clear call to action on the homepage. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure your contact info is available. Make sure it's responsive and mobile friendly. And this may not work anymore because they phased it out. Yeah, they phased that out, so that doesn't work anymore. But the page speed insights still work. So like I would definitely do that. So like you could put, and then let me get the URL. Make sure it doesn't. Oops, I'm not sure if it has the www or not. But you can run that at least on the home page and see how fast it loads. Let's see. I usually say you want a minimum of like 70 for the page speed score on mobile for this. So let's see what it gets. And while that's running, I'm gonna get this. All right, see what it says. Okay, so that's okay. 70, like I said, 70 or higher for mobile is usually reasonably good. Um, the desktop is probably even higher. Yeah, desktop is fine. I don't think there's really any major issues. You can go down and look and see, like there's room for improvement. So there are a few things that you could fix.
Yeah.
Um, so like you can defer some of the JavaScript. You could optimize the images.
Mm-hmm.
And some other things in here, but
I bet that would be in itself huge, considering how old these images are.
Could be, yep. And then the newer audit, which I should be getting up in the next couple of weeks, I have an AI based audit that I do, and I get the AI to kind of go through and do not this part, but I have it go through and do like an overview of 40 things, and then I have to go back through and manually check a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, a lot of it's stuff that was in here. So, Google Analytics is set up. I'm pretty sure it is. Let me check. And I'm pretty sure we already have Google Search Console set up. I think I might have done that. I might have helped her with that a while ago. Nope, it says it's not. I thought we had it set up. Let's see. But if not, you'll want to set it up.
Mm-hmm.
Switch accounts here. Yeah, it's set up. Is it not attached? Maybe it was check them differently. Yeah, it looks like it's attached. Oh, the tag manager is saying it's not, but it looks like it is. And then I guess I can add you to that. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. So you can get access to the account. Oh, she has to add you.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
No problem.
And then let's see if Google Search Console is set up. Yep. She's already got Search Console set up. And this is useful for a variety of reasons, but one of them is if you go to the performance, you can see how people are finding the website.
Mm-hmm. I remember that blog, Kalahari versus Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah. That's how a lot of people are finding.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like the ones that are getting clicks, and this is in the last 3 months, that one's getting the most clicks. But usually it looks like most people are searching and finding Annapolis area doulas.
Outright.
Annapolis doulas. So this will give you how people are already finding you. And then it also will give you if there are any technical issues with pages. So under the indexing and going to pages, you can see for the ones that are not indexed, those will be down here. And I think I had previously showed, like she and I had talked about these before. And I don't think any of these were issues. Because the redirects, we set up redirects because there were a lot of 404s, but we fixed these so that they should be redirecting. And then 404s. If any of these, I think these are
old
that are no longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not sure what this one should be, so you might want to research that a little. And so any of these
that aren't old doulas, yeah.
Yeah, you would just check and see if maybe the slug was changed or something. Let me see if it comes up. might be a blog post or something. Let's see if it'll come up. I don't know. I don't know if it was a blog post.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been. So yeah, I would check into that. So fix any website issues. And so under here, we'll say check Google Search Console for pages not indexed issues. Let me see if I can add you to this. I'm not sure if I'm a owner on this. Do you use the info at Annapolis Area Doulas?
I do. I am going to right now. I'm assessing if it's worth paying the $15 a month to add me to Annapolis Area Doulas or stay standalone. But I think I'm going to end up just doing myself. But I have access to info.
Okay. So yeah, so if you log into info when you go to the Search Console, I'll put the URL in the document. Oops. So that'll take you there, and then you'll just log in with the info at Annapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do that, and then the other thing I think she's set up for Bing Webmaster Tools, because I imported like all of my clients that I had access to Google Search Console with. Let me check, and I can make sure that you're added to that as well. Because this actually gives you a good amount of technical information. Yep, you're in there. Or actually, I don't know if you're in there. Let me check. No, let me add info. Oh, okay. You'll have to sign up for Bing Webmaster Tools.
Okay, and then
yeah, let me know when you've done that, and then I can add you. So
I can just do it right now.
yeah, it's webmaster.bing.com.
Yep, I'm there. Let's see.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna look. Nothing terrible. It's got some image tags that don't have an alt attribute, but I'm gonna run a site scan. Get that scanned. Did you create an account?
Getting there. I might have to follow up with you via email so we don't waste time. I'm logged in.
So the site scan may take a few hours to run. It's queued right now. But you can go back after it's done and look at it once you get access to the account, and I'll show you what it looks like. Did I run one? I think I ran one for, yeah. Let's see, who did I run it for? Oh, yeah, I ran one for Annapolis Home Concierge. So it'll give you any issues that need to be fixed. So like meta description tag is missing on 26 pages, and it'll say which pages. And most of these pages don't actually need to, like tag pages and category pages. I usually don't even index them, but for some reason theirs are indexed. I would actually take those out of the sitemap. They've got some missing alt attributes that those should be fixed. And some of the titles are too long. So if we look at the title for this one. So by default, this is the title, the H1, the page name in WordPress title by default, and this is kind of long.
Yeah.
For the title. The reason for that is when you do a search, usually it's the title that shows up in the search results, and so something like this is going to get cut off. So it'll probably say something like that.
I was gonna say, do you know the character typical cutoff?
I can't remember. I think it's like 60 or 70. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's not a lot. So like if you go, it's whatever fits in this space right here. So it usually is just going to be one line. So it's whatever fits in one line.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be what you want. So if you see that, you might want to play around with the titles. Just be careful if you change the title that you don't also change the slug, which is this part. Because some people do that. They change the title and they're like, oh, the title doesn't match the slug. The slug should...
That's okay, yeah.
Yeah, the slug, you don't want to change that unless you create a redirect, because otherwise it breaks the links to the page. So you gotta be careful with that. And like here, there's a page that's got more than one H1 tag. Let me see how they did that. They probably just added an extra heading. Yeah, they added an extra heading in there. So this is the H1. You should only have one H1 per page. And then it looks like they added an H1 here as well. And that should probably be an H2. So let me see if... Yeah, it still hasn't scanned. So you go through the site scan, see if there's any issues that you can fix. And that's a pretty good, like, it's not like the best of the best as far as doing like the on-page SEO and the technical SEO and everything, but it'll give you some good information. And let me just make sure. Yeah, so it's indexed and everything, so you're good. And it's also catching that Kalahari Resort stuff.
Yeah.
But I also see that it's showing up for like evidence-based birth, vitamin K, Kids First Swim School, and some other stuff that's in here.
Yeah, there's other blogs.
Yeah. So this is how it's being found on Bing versus Google. So it's good to get both. All right, so let's do that. And then fix any issues. And then document your business. And then do your keyword research. And there's some basics in the SEO Quick Start course.
Okay.
What I usually do is I start with Google Ads Keyword Planner. I believe she's already got a Google Ads account.
She does. I know it's something, and things like that. I know she had talked to you about, and we would with how much we will be working on trying to find balance between what might make more sense for you to do versus me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. You talked about? Is it something more that you would do the education and the training, or you would actually be doing the actual support for her?
So for the Google Ads or
Yeah,
keyword research?
or either one. I thought you guys talked about both, but please, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. So for all of these things, I can do that. I have done for you, or you can do the education and do it yourself. I am also, so right now I'm halfway through my SEO action plan accelerator. It's a masterclass. It's a 10-week masterclass where I teach most of my process to my students. So like they've already audited their websites. They spent like a week auditing their websites and doing technical SEO. And then they documented their businesses last week, and then this week they started on their keyword research. And so far they've they created a plan in Google Ads Keyword Planner, and the Q&A from this week basically walks through the process.
Okay, that'll be a good thing to look at.
Watch Q&A from, let me see what day it was. Because nobody came, so usually when that happens, oh, where did it go? It's not in here. It should be in there. Sometimes it doesn't. No, hold on a second. I have a automation, and sometimes the automation doesn't fire. So
that's fair. Yep.
Fire.
Anybody who thinks that AI or automation is going to take over is just wrong.
Yeah. Come on, is that here? Let's see. That should trigger it. Sometimes if I don't do that, it doesn't trigger it for some reason. Most days it does work fine.
It's Halloween. It wants a holiday.
Yeah. And I'll log into Zapier and see. See if it failed or something. I usually download them anyway, but let's see if it failed. Oh, looks like it's doing it now.
There you go.
But I don't know why it didn't. I don't know why it didn't do it on the 29th. That's weird. Because that's a different video.
Okay.
I think.
Well.
So let's see if it showed up. It's usually pretty fast when it does it. No, not yet.
If not, I'll know that it'll be the last one up.
Yeah. So I'll put that in here. So it would be October 29th, 2025. and I will put the link to the Q&A dashboard. And if you have any feedback on like how to make, like what would make it easier for you to find stuff in here, let me know.
Absolutely happy to do it. I know another set of eyes is always helpful perspective. I to an extent, I taught a cybersecurity analyst certification course, or built it and taught it for a few years. And feedback can be huge or nitpicky.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, app history. Let me see if it ran the other ones. Okay, so it should be. There it is.
Awesome.
Finally. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it just puts the link in instead of the actual video. Oh, the video may not be finished processing. That's probably why. Once it finishes processing, so.
I'm sure by the time I get to the setting up the Bing and all of that.
Yeah, it should be processed by then. Let me see if it'll. Oh, it's processed. There we go. Yeah, so usually if nobody comes to the Q&A, I just demonstrate something usually. So that's what I did.
Incredibly generous of your time.
Well, I figure people signed up for the membership to get that stuff, so hopefully they will.
Well, I promise you I'm going to be all over it.
Good. Yes. So, and like I said, give me any feedback.
Happy to, absolutely. I know we're kind of coming towards the end of your time. One of the things I was curious, your thoughts. You had mentioned in one of the emails I saw, you had highlighted, kind of circling back to the all in the landing page conversation you guys had, but more specifically, you had mentioned something about like the particulars of when they're coming from a search ad and them being able to, extract the highlights. What I know that the website as is very word heavy and not particularly navigation friendly, but I was curious specifically what you saw, or what specifically coming from a search ad would you think that somebody would want to see that isn't present right now?
So the big thing, if they're coming from a search ad, you need to, like, whatever URL you're sending them to, like if you send them to the web, to the homepage, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, you can see that it's your doulas, but you probably just want to kind of jump right in.
So having that navigation that we talked about earlier, like that soft landing at the top type thing.
Yeah, so you do want sort of a soft sales page. It doesn't have to be like super salesy. Like, you've probably seen all of the, like, I've got funnel pages that have like all of the sales. Like, do you need this? Blah 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 blah. And click here for limited time. All that. Don't need all that. It could just be like we were saying, like the contact us. It could just be like a little bit more oomph, a little bit more about what you do, who you do it for. And one thing you can do is get the AI to help you write that. After you do that business documentation, then you'll be able to use that documentation to get the AI to help you write the pages so that it gives just enough information without overwhelming, because it'll know your ICA. So you can I usually use Claude for writing.
Yeah. Okay.
You can go in and say, here is what I offer. Look at the business overview to refer to what I offer. And I want to create a simple landing page that will allow potential clients to get the information that they need to decide if they want to schedule a discovery or Is that what she does?
Yeah, so just like the brag, a brag. I want to say brag sheet, very military of me, but like an intro highlighting this is why we're awesome and this is what you can get from us.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would even make it like an abbreviated, like this is a lot for somebody to come to your website from a search to have to fill in like your home address,
Agreed. Yeah, just
where you're giving
one
birth,
basic
provider.
information. Where are you at in your labor journey, and what something more
Yeah,
succinct makes a lot of sense.
yeah, just like a simple like what's your name, your email address, maybe your phone number, where are you planning on giving birth, what's your like what month are you due, and then what are you interested in, and just like this, give them some check boxes,
And no
and then
acronyms.
maybe a message. Yeah, just like what what else? Just the basics, because this it would be more of like a discovery contact than this.
It's
I mean,
almost an
I would even
intake
change the
form.
contact. Yeah, I would change the contact form to make it so that it's a little easier for people to connect without having to give all of their info.
Absolutely makes sense. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, simple landing page for ads. Then you can use the AI. And if you go to there is a toolkit.
I saw that. There.
There's the AI prompt library.
Hmm.
I'll put the direct link to that in there. And actually, I don't, yeah, so you can create a content style guide so that you can use the website as a source for the writing samples, but you can create a content style guide. So whenever you use AI to write something, you give it the business overview, the ideal client avatar, competitor analysis, and content style guide, and you'll prompt it to write using that information. So you'll say, write a sales page, or act as a web content strategist, or web sales page specialist, to create a simple landing page on for X, Y, and Z. Uh, Address the challenges and pain points of this ideal client avatar, and position my offer as the solution to their problems. And you can just give it some additional input. Say keep it really simple. It should just be like a couple of paragraphs. Use some triggers in there, and give me the simple text, and then add that with the simple form
Mm-hmm.
as your for your ads. So I'm gonna link to the AI prompt library.
And obviously, I have not gotten into many of these resources at all yet, but are a majority of them geared towards assessing existing businesses, or are they pretty neutral for starting and assessing?
So a lot of them, the way that the prompts are written, it's for existing businesses. But because I'm working right now with a client who didn't have a website. I'm building their website for them. And so what I do is I just modify the prompts. And so I got like a brain dump from them during our discovery call and our kickoff meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I use the transcripts from that to do their business overview, and then go from there. The business overview is the one that like outlines what your offer is, like a summary of the business, your offer, your mission, vision, values, your target audiences, your local area, if that's what you're doing. But
Sure.
once you get that, it's relatively easy to do the other two. It doesn't necessarily need an existing business to do the other two.
That makes sense. No, no, that absolutely.
Yeah. The content style guide, you can also use that. You can use an existing website for that, or like if you've got a blog post, or you could use other people's websites or other people's
Oh,
writing as
fair.
the source.
And tweak it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yes, you'll create that style guide. Um, so and I just made a note. I just added that. Content style guide. I'll just link to this in case the URL changes. And then you'll create a simple landing page, and then you'll create a Google ad. And it can be, so when you do the Google ads, they can be, there's several different types. It depends on what your goal is and where you want to show up. So if you want to show up in search and that's all you really care about, you would just create a search ad. What I've seen for the search ads is that they tend to get more phone calls, at least for the clients that I've been helping with for this. They
Mm-hmm.
tend to get more phone calls. But like, so if I search for, I don't know if anybody's doing ads for doulas. Yeah, so the womb room is doing a ad right now. And because they've got their Google business profile attached to their ads account, that's why they're showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what else. It looks like lactation services is now available, so I would add that to the
Oh,
Google
yeah.
business
Check it out.
because that's definitely something y'all do.
And
Yeah.
have you done things like set up for clients like for example, there wasn't doulas previously, and working with you, Carly learned that doulas was created and we could add that. Is there something that you do like setting up recurring queries for notifying if there are new categories that are associated to industries?
I use a service called Plepper. It's Pleper, and they have one of their tools is where is it? Oh, right here. You get the full list, and you just kind of have to search through it every once in a while.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was
they will.
wondering if there would be somewhere that I feel like I'm a big fan of doing automated things in the background and getting notifications where applicable.
Mhm.
Um, that just felt like something maybe. Uh, Otherwise, it's like okay, we're gonna set have a every 3 months or every just have that kind of in a strategy to check to see if there's any new categories versus seeing if there's anything associated, like if AI could find anything related. But maybe that's a stretch for now.
Well, so they also have a helper um, that sometimes helps, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure because it's a service area. This usually only does. Oh, let's do this.
Yeah, it did not want the business at all, did it?
Well, we can search for what is.
You can do the Christian school and we can just take a look at it.
Well, I want to do one for doula. Chesapeake Birth and Baby. Let's see if that, because I think because she's a service area business.
What do you mean by service area for her?
Because she doesn't have an address. Uh, so some of the tools that get used, they require you to have an address
Mm-hmm.
instead of a service.
Fair, gotcha.
So for this one, I can do a search, and it may give me the categories. There we go.
No, check. Yeah. Pregnancy care.
So yeah, so it looks like this might be one. Childbirth class.
Yep.
Might be a good one. Probably would be a very good one.
It really
But like
would.
you can see, lactation services doesn't come up.
Yeah, and that interesting.
Yeah.
So
So for that, you'd have to just kind of know. And I want to say there is a tool in here that will notify you if you have a paid account. And I just started using it. Let me see.
monitoring, I see.
Well, the monitoring is to look at other people's listings.
Huh. Not a bad idea.
Well, it's to monitor. Sorry, the monitoring is to monitor the listings, and then I can also analyze listings to see competitors and stuff.
Yeah.
And it shows me like, because the algorithm for where you show up in the search results is like, there's a million different factors, but like this will help you see like how many ratings, how many reviews, if they've got the Q&A, and all of that other good stuff. So you can see like where you are in relation to these other things. But I want to say, I'll have to check, but I think there is, it'll notify of new
Categories.
categories. Yeah, I think it will. I'll check.
Yeah.
Check. Yeah, but this has got some, and a lot of the tools are free. You can use them like one or two times, but a lot of them are free. So you can play around with them. You might get limited information, but it'll let you get it.
Sure, that's fantastic. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I would actually also add here, optimize Google Business Profile.
I know you've done a lot of help with her on that already.
Yeah. Yeah, and the account should have access to the local SEO lab, so you might want to go back and watch that as well. They should be in there.
Oh, perfect. Yep.
Yep, it's in there.
Well, this has been